Hello, my sewing friends. This is Friday Sews.
Woohoo!
I'm Jen, and this is the sewing room where I was in here every day, starting with Mother's Day, which was last Sunday. It was American Mother's Day. Let me clarify. I know you in the UK had it back in, what was it, March? So I didn't want to do anything that day. I just wanted to do what I loved, which was come into here to what my husband calls my fortress of solitude. He is a huge Superman fan. And just sew, just create, just do what I wanted. I didn't go to church. I didn't visit people. I didn't go outside the house. I just sewed. And it made me so content. It was nice. So, things I've been working on, let me tell you. You remember this bubble skirt that was the pleated skirt that started out fine and then quickly descended into a nightmare of trying to pleat? Yeah, well, oh, man. I put it on. I wore it for probably 3 or 4 hours, and I found that the waistband was too tight. I was ready to set this thing on fire. And I even just got a new one of those lighters that's got the electrical spark going between. It is very cool. I was ready to take it to this. So I came in to the sewing room and I was angry. I was mad because I thought, I've put all this time into this skirt. So I got my seam ripper up under the waistband and I yanked it off. And I got up under the zipper and I yanked that off and sewed up the back and serged around the top. And I found the widest piece of elastic I could find in my elastic stash, my box. And I stretched it, I quartered it and stretched it and sewed it to the top of the skirt and shed my blood. See? I stuck myself with a pin, I think. And so it is a gathered skirt with a much more narrow pocket opening because I cut some of the top of the skirt off. And the stitching on this thing, oh my God, that's horrendous. It is horrendous. And do I care? No. I put it on, wore it the rest of the day, and I thought, I beat you. Sometimes the stuff that you make beats you. Sometimes you beat it. And you know what? It takes me a long time to give up on something. And this skirt is evidence as to why I will not. And I won't ever tuck anything in, so it's fine that all this stitching is horrendous. Because, it's comfortable and it goes great with a white t-shirt. So there we go. I also finished up New Mode 22605. Little sundress. I made view B and I put the straps from view C on there. I did not do it like the pattern said. And when I tried it on, I noticed that the back straps were like folding a little bit on the outside. So I went back in and I just took them out and top stitched them. This could look better too. And on the front, the square neckline was kind of folding in, it was like there was too much neckline there. So I went in with a little button right here and I just folded it over. I think in total it's probably only about 1 inch that I folded it, and just pulled it in enough to alleviate that. So I don't know, I think it's a kind of nice little design thing. I don't know, but I love this. I love the feel of it, and it's the perfect dress to throw on and go run errands, and you can wear flip-flops or tennis shoes, whatever you want. 2 nice size pockets too, one for a phone and one for my keys. Perfect. Win. Huge win! I finished up my cargo pants, which is New Look 6644 with the front from New Look 6055. Now, to be honest, these pants look far more like this than they do this, even though this was the pattern I followed. They are capris, and they have a drawstring hem, and drawstring waist, and then you make 3 casings, and you do elastic at the top, elastic at the bottom, and then you put a drawstring in the middle. And I used twill tape that I got at Hobby Lobby. And you know what? I'm so happy with these, but I had a hiccup because you know how I always line my pockets? I did line the back. I have the pants on right now, but here are some pictures. I lined the back pockets the way I always do, and I lined them with this fabric. I think this is a sheet, and I could see the white going around with the top stitching. It was just like you could just barely see it, but I thought, I know it's there. And every time I go to pull these out of a drawer, I'll see that stitching and I'll go, I can see that lining. Why didn't I fix that? So I also noticed that on the flaps, all of the flaps, the 2 cargo flaps at the bottom and then these 2 flaps, I had not top stitched around like I did everything else. So I went in this morning, I top stitched those flaps, and I took the pockets off. And fortunately, you know, when you sew 2 things together, you've got an automatic fold going around. So I just stitched them back on and it was fine, and I'm happy. And I'm really, really happy with these pants. I don't have a lot of luck with pants, and I think a lot of us are like that. You know, pants are hard. They're just hard to get right. And I got these right. I can't believe it. I only made 1 change really fitting wise, and that was to drop the top about a 1/2 inch, so that even when I put the waistband on, it was still going to be a 1/2 inch lower around the top. I have a shorter, the crotch seam is always needing to be made shorter on the pants that I make. So huge win, huge, yay. I'm gonna wear these the rest of the day, and it's probably 95 degrees outside. That's okay. You're gonna ask me what top I'm wearing, and I'm gonna tell you it's McCall's 7390. This was a top that I tried to follow what they wanted you to do, and then I finally threw all that out and said, forget that, I'm doing it this way. And this is fabric that I was given by my friend Sharon from Sharon Sews. So it was just enough for this little top, and it's a cotton, it's like a textured cotton. It's about the weight of a calico cotton, but it's got some texture to it, and I love it. It's all seashells. So I worked a lot on my collaboration project that will come out on Tuesday, and you and I and everybody will get to see what we've all done. It's the Fab 5, and we are doing a theme of animal prints. So mine is a little variation on that theme, and I worked on it all week, and it's coming along. It's about half done, and I don't think it's going to take a lot more to finish it, but yeah, you get to see that on Tuesday. I'm excited about that. On one day this week, I forget what day, I got some fabric in the mail. I had ordered this from Marshall Dry Goods, which I think is a quilt shop in Arkansas, I want to say. I don't know. But it's a batik, and look at this. Oh my goodness. It's parrots. Isn't that great? Oh, I love it. You know what? They're all upside down there, aren't they? I didn't notice that, but I guess it's a one-way print. I guess you'd call it. Is it a one-way print? No, it's not. Lengthwise, crosswise it is, but that's what it looks like. Oh, look at the colors, the blue. Oh, I'm in love. I'm in love. I don't know what I'm going to make with this, but I got 4 yards of it, so I am in good shape to make some kind of something, or maybe a couple things. Okay, let's go on to comments. Everybody said, yes, I watched the coronation, or no, I didn't. And really, that was the extent of the comments, was pretty much, yes, I watched it, or no, I didn't, because I didn't care about it. And happy Mother's Day. And by the way, I hope you had a good one. And if you're not a traditional mom, I hope you also had a good one. Couple of comments brought things to mind. I will tell you one was from Karen Nybeck. And Karen always leaves me a comment that's got a little emoji of a smiley face and a cowboy hat and also a cactus because she lives in Arizona. And she talked about her granddaughter, who she says is a princess, won't wear anything but dresses, absolutely dresses all the time. And she goes, why should I, watch or be concerned with the royal family when I have a princess in my own family? I just thought that was funny. And then a couple of you referred to the fashion and the hats and the shoes from the coronation, because it's always such a fashion event. And that made me think of the Kentucky Derby, which is coming up. Hats. This week's question is all about wedding gowns. And I have a lot to say about wedding gowns. I've talked about it before. It's like, have you ever made a wedding gown? Have you ever made a prom dress? All that kind of thing. A big ball gown. Yes, I've done that to death. I made all my kids' prom dresses, except one, I think. And one I altered, but I didn't make it. And, I altered my daughter's wedding gown. I'm making the underskirt for another one. I made a friend's wedding gown about 5 years ago, and it was just a little crop top and a skirt, but a lancen lace, the placement of that and the sewing on of the pearls and the button and the sequins. I really enjoy that. I don't want to ever do it as a business again because of Bridezillas, but it had its season in my life. So yes, I've done that. Let me know about your experience with that. But what I really want to know is, what's your feeling about hats? I love hats. Love, love, love a good hat. Do you like floppy ones or bucket ones or baseball caps? Or do you have no use for hats at all? Do you not have the face for it, the hair for it, the head for it? How do you feel about that? This brings me to my wonderful friend Maddie from Maddie Sews, also Maddie of Inspired Leather. She makes these most stunning leather hats that you've ever seen. So check out her channel. But oh my gosh, how do you feel about hats? Do you think fascinators are more your style? If you could go to the Kentucky Derby, what's your hat gonna be? This is what I want to know. So there you go. Yeah, that'll do it for Friday Sews this week. As always, if you would like to go down the rabbit hole of all my Friday Sews, check out this playlist right over here. Let me leave you with one of my prayer cards that was suggested by Robyn from Robyn's Love of Sewing. As iron sharpens iron, so a friend sharpens a friend. Proverbs 27:17. Thank God for friends that tell us the truth and still love us. And we tell them the truth and they still love us. And we love them. It's a good thing. Good way to live. Okay, so I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Mwah.